Hi everybody, it's Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this bag here. This is just a keychain that I purchased at Walmart. And these handles I got off an old bag that I found at the resale shop. Now you can purchase handles on Amazon, eBay, you can get them at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, all different places. Or like I said, where I get most of mine are off of old bags that I find at garage sales, retail shops, stuff like that. Or if you don't want to use these kind of handles, you can definitely make your own. You can make 2 short handles, 2 long handles, 1 long handle, 2 long handles. It's completely up to you. And then the bottom does have a piece of plastic canvas in it. That is optional. You do not have to put that in there if you don't want. That's just to make it have a more sturdy bottom. That you don't have to do that. I mean, it's optional. But it's pretty easy to do. It's made pretty much with post stitches. You have to know how to do. It's made with double crochet and front post triple crochet stitches, and then it has a single crochet bottom. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, for this project I am using Peaches and Cream Stripey. It is a medium weight for 100% cotton yarn. You do not have to use this yarn. You don't even have to use cotton. Cotton is a bit stronger for bags, but it's not necessary. Any medium weight for yarn will work. And there are, let's see, there's 2 ounces, 56.7 grams, or 102 yards. I went through 5 of them, so you're going to need just a little over 500 yards of yarn to finish this bag. Of course, if you're going to crochet your own handles, you'll need a bit more. The color that I'm using is called Green Stripes. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. And I want to take a second to ask you not to forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you like this bag. I'd really appreciate it. And if you could give it a share, that always helps me out too. So we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. Now for the base, we're going to start with a chain of 41. I'm going to do mine on a shorter scale because I already have my base done. But once you get your chain of 41 done, what we're going to do is do 1 single crochet in the 2nd stitch from the hook. Like that. And then we'll put 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Just like this. And when you get to the end of row 1, you should have a total of 40 stitches. And it's very easy now. The base is very easy. It's all just rows of single crochet. So what we'll do for row 2 is chain 1 and turn. And we're going to single crochet right there into the very first stitch. And then we're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch across until we get to the end of the row. And when you get to the end of row 2, you'll still have 40 stitches. And then we'll chain 1 and we'll turn and we'll repeat 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. You'll always have 40 stitches at the end of every row. Now you want to keep repeating doing rows of single crochet until you get a total of 18 rows. You'll always have 40 stitches at the end, but you want to do a total of 18 rows of single crochet for your base. Alright, once you get your 18 rows done, don't tie off. What we're going to do is go around the whole thing with single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and start. Here's my 18th row right here. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Now I'm going to work down the side, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. And it's kind of hard to see where your single crochet needs to go. You need to go 1 at the end of every row. So if you look, You kind of see the end of each row. I just go in between the second and the last single crochet, that little spot right there, and that's where I put my single crochet. And this is going to clean up these edges. And I'm going to do this all the way down. Okay, when I get down here to the corner, I'm going to make sure I put one in every stitch at the end of the row. Put one here. And then right here, this first stitch up here on the top row is we're going to put 3 single crochets into it. And that's going to help round the corner. Make the corner lay a little bit flat, like that. And now I'm going to work across this long part here, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, and you should be able to see where the single crochets need to go pretty well here across the bottom. That. So what I'm going to do is continue by putting 1 single crochet in every stitch here across the bottom. And then when I get to my last stitch here, where your tie's at, you want to put 3 single crochets into that stitch. And then you work your way up the side, just like we did over here, putting 1 single crochet at the end of every row. All the way up. And then when you get up here to the first stitch here on the top, 3 single crochets into that stitch. And then we work all the way across the top, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until we get back to where we started. And I'll meet you right back here. This is where we started, going down the side right here. So I'll meet you right here. Remember, 1 single crochet in every stitch and 3 single crochets in these corners. 1 single crochet in every stitch till we get back here to our starting point. Alright, I've made it all the way around back to my starting point. In this last stitch here, we want to put 3 single crochets into it. Like that. And then we're going to end by slip stitching into our first single crochet on this side. Not this chain 1 that we did, it does not count. It's the first single crochet right here. Slip stitch into it. And now you should have a total of 122 stitches all the way around. Now, that does not have to be exact. All you need to know, you need to make sure you have is an even number of stitches. You should have 122, but if you happen to have 121 or something, just take a stitch out off of this corner and or add a stitch. Just as long as it's an even number, it'll be okay. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but 122 is what you should have. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around again, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go back into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into and single crochet, and then I'm going to work around putting 1 single crochet in every single stitch all the way around. Nothing special around the corners, it's just 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get back to your starting point. We are going to call this right here that we're doing right now row 1
of the main part of the bag. So this will be row 1 is 1 single crochet in every stitch. Since we just finished the base, now we're starting the main part of the bag. And you see when you get to the corners, there's nothing special. You just work 1 single crochet right around the corner, just like that. So I'm going to finish, I'm just going to keep going around. 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my starting point. Alright, I made it back around at the end of row 1 of the main portion of our bag. So I still have 122 stitches. Now I'm going to go ahead and end by slip stitching into my first single crochet. Remember, do not go into that chain 1, your first single crochet. So now what I'm going to do is chain 1, and I'm going to go back into that same stitch there that I just slip stitched into and double crochet. Now I'm going to work along putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. So this is round 2 of the main part of the bag. It's just 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Nothing special in the corners, it's just the same thing. 1 double in each stitch. Just like that. Now your bag is probably not going to be looking like a bag for a while. It takes quite a few rows before it starts kind of looking normal, and then so don't worry about it if it doesn't look like a bag for a while. But anyways, we're just going to continue here on round 2, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around until we get back to our starting point. Just like that. Alright, I'm coming to the end of row 2 of a main portion of our bag, and you should have 122 stitches still, and we're going to go ahead and end by slip stitching into our first double crochet. Okay, so round, have I been saying rows? I mean rounds. Rows, rounds. Round 3. Now round 3 is the repeat round for the rest of the bag, so, or the main portion of the rest of the bag. So it's real easy. We're just going to chain 1. We're going to go right back into that same stitch and double crochet. Now the next stitch, we're going to do a front post triple crochet around the post of the stitch. So we're going to yarn over twice like we're going to do a triple crochet, and instead of going into the top of the next stitch, we're going to go around the post of it like that. And then we just go ahead and finish out our triple crochet like normal. So that's how you do the front post triple crochet. Now I'm going to put a regular double crochet into the top of the next stitch, and then a front post triple crochet around the next. So yarn over twice like you're going to do a triple, go around the post of the next stitch just like that, and then do your triple crochet as normal, and that creates the post stitches. You see how they kind of stick out? And that's what we're going to kind of repeat all the way around. So regular double crochet into the next stitch, so right in the top of it you just double crochet, and then front post triple crochet into the next. Just like that. Double crochet into the top of the next stitch, and front post triple crochet around the post of the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat this pattern, 1 double crochet in the next, and then a front post triple into the next. one double into the next, and then a front post triple into the next. And I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way around until I get back to my starting point. That's what it's starting to look like. You'll be able to see the posts better once you get more rounds on them. Alright, when you come to the end of round 3, you just end with the slip stitch there into your first double crochet, and then you just repeat round 3 until you get a total of 17 rounds. So I went ahead and did that. So 17 rounds total of just repeating round 3. And as you can see, the more rounds you do, the more you'll start to be able to see these post stitches here. And that's 17 rounds, counting that very first round of single crochet. So that would be 1, and then 2, and then you just count up all the way to 17. If you want to make yours taller, you can, but I am going to put a bit of a brim on it now. I guess a brim, or a little top of the bag. And I'm going to do some decreasing at the top, so the top will kind of close up a little bit, not a lot, but a bit. So once you get your 17 rounds done, what we're going to do is chain 1. Like that. Now what I want to do is put 1 single crochet into the first 6 stitches. So going right back into this first stitch counts as our first single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So I go into the next stitch and I drop a loop, and then I go into the next one and drop a loop. I'll have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all 3 loops. That takes 2 stitches and makes it into the one. So that's a single crochet decrease. And that's kind of what I'm going to repeat all the way around for round 18. That's what we're on, round 18. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then decrease over the next 2. So I'm going to go into the next one, drop a loop, and then into the next one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 loops. And that's my single crochet decrease. So I'm going to repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet in the next 6, and then single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet in the next 6, and single crochet decrease all the way around until I get back over here to the other side to my starting point. Okay, I've made it all the way around, and I just did my last decrease, and I have 2 stitches left. Just go ahead and do a single crochet into those last 2 stitches, and you should have 107 stitches now. Now when we're going to use a stitch marker here, so I'm just going to use a piece of yarn just to mark our spot. That way we know where we end and where we begin. So I'm going to put my yarn right here. Now I'm not going to slip stitch to end my round. I'm just going to work a continual round. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches, and then I'm going to put a single crochet decrease into the next. So I'm just going to jump directly into the first single crochet we did over here, not the chain 1, but the first single crochet. Go right into it, and I'm going to do 9 in a row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over the next 2. So I'm going to go into the next one and drop a loop, and then into the next one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 loops, just like that. So I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way around. I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm going to single crochet decrease over the next 2, just like that. So we're on round 19 now. The last row was round 18. This is round 19. 1 single crochet into the next 9, and then single crochet decrease, and repeat that pattern all the way around back to your starting point. Okay, I'm coming back around to my stitch marker. I just did my last decrease, and you should have 8 stitches that remain. What we're going to do is go ahead and single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So that was 1, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now we're going to do a decrease over the last 2 stitches, just like that. And now we're back at our stitch marker. Okay, and at the end of, that's the end of round 19. You should have a total of 97 stitches. Okay, we're not going to slip stitch. What we're going to do is move our marker up. So for round 20, we're just going to work, we're not going to be decreasing now. We're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch. So just jump over there to the next single crochet, and we'll work around putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. Until we get back to our stitch marker. And we're going to do this for 3 rounds. So 3 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. So right now we're on round 20. We'll work 1 single crochet in every stitch. When you make it back to your stitch marker, you'll have 97 stitches. Move it up, move your stitch marker up, and then go around again for round 21. 1 single crochet in every stitch. And then we'll do it one more time. Round 22 will be 1 single crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to continue working rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch until I finish out round 22. We're on round 20 now, so round 20, 21, and 22 is all 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Okay, I've come to the end of round 22, and I'm at my stitch marker. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch, and then I'm going to tie that off. Take my stitch marker out. Okay. Now we can hide any remaining tails that we have if you want. I'll probably do that in just a bit. But now we're going to put the handles on. Now if you don't have store-bought handles, that is fine. You can crochet your own. You can use 1 long handle, 2 short ones, 2 long ones, however you want to do it. But like I said in the beginning, mine came off an old bag that I found at the resale shop. So I am just going to sew them on right at the top with a yarn needle and a piece of this yarn that we're using. So in case you have handles similar to mine or something, you know, you want to know how I sew mine on, just get your bag laid as straight as possible. I kind of fold this in the bottom flap down to where it's nice and equal as best you can on both sides. And then I'm going to flip my bag around so I can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to sew my handles, I'm just going to eyeball it in the middle of the bag. So just try to get it about the same on both sides. Doesn't have to be perfect, just best you can. And then I'm going to use my yarn needle, and I'm just going to sew it on probably till like in between the 2nd and the 3rd row of single crochet. Actually probably between the 1st and the 2nd row. That's what I'll go through. And then again, it doesn't really matter that much. Just doesn't have to be exactly like mine. But I just go through, and that's how I sew mine on. Bring it up here closer. back through the front. You can sew them on anyway though, that works best for you, whatever is the most comfortable, just as long as they're sewed on tight and they're not going to come off. That's all that really matters. So this is what I'm going to do to my handles, both of them. Get this one sewed on, and then I'll go ahead and start working on the handle on the other side. Just like this. And remember, if you don't have these, just you can make your own. It's fine. It works just the same, making your own. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting my handle sewed on here real quick. Once you get them on, you know, you just tie your tails, and so it looks something like that. So I'm going to do my other side, and then I'm going to do my other handle real quick. Okay, now you can be done if you want, but I'm going to show you something you can do if you want. Now you can take, to make the bottom stronger, you can take a piece of this plastic canvas and kind of cut it to the shape of your base. So flip your base out here. Doesn't have to be exact same size, just maybe just a little bit smaller. Cut your piece out. And then what you'll do is just kind of sew it on the bottom. If you want to. You don't have to do this. This is kind of makes the bottom a little stronger, but it's not like mandatory. You can use it just fine the way it is. Now you just take your piece of plastic canvas and you can flip your work wrong side out if you want, if it helps you. I still got some tails to hide, but if it helps you to sew, but you just kind of put it on here, your base, and use your yarn needle and some of your spare yarn if you have any left. I only got like this much left. So yeah, it's plain yarn chicken. And all you do is just sew that along the bottom of your bag on the inside. Like I said, not mandatory, but if you want to make it a little stronger on the bottom, you can do that. So you just kind of take this and go through. Well, you can go from the inside. Once you get a couple stitches in, it will hold better, and then it'll be easier to do. Just pull it up through, and then skip a couple stitches, go back through without grabbing everything with it. And then back up through. Try to keep it as level as possible. Skip a couple stitches if you want, or a couple of these little holes. And you just do this all the way around on the bottom here, and that'll kind of just pin that plastic in place, and then you can be finished. Now if you want to add a liner to this, I'm not going to do that to this bag, but I do have several videos that shows how to add liners to bags like this. So if you look on the screen right about now to the right hand side, you'll see a link to a bag. Now if you don't have to make that bag, but if you'll see a link to the bag there on the right. That bag will show, if you just kind of fast forward it to the end, it'll show you how to line pretty much any bag the same way. So the liner that I put in that bag there that's pictured on the right will work just fine for this. It's the exact, you know, just measure it the exact same way and sew it up the same way that I do in that video. Or you could just leave it without a liner. That's up to you. But that's it. That's all there is to it. Once you go around and get this all the way sewed on, that is if you decided to do that, you just flip your bag right side out, and then you'll have kind of more of a flat bottom bag So that's it. That's all there is to it. If you don't see that link for that bag on how to line yet, wait till the end of the video and it'll probably show up there on the right. But that's it. That's all there is to it. Remember that plastic canvas is optional. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Bye bye everybody.